go. I got to lean in.
Welcome, everybody. It's another beautiful Thursday, and we're here for Lunch and Lean. I know you're probably looking for Chase and not me, but Chase is a man of Chase got jobs and is booked and busy, so he asked me to fill in for him. I know I'm not Chase, and neither is Asia, but we're going to do our best to entertain you. We got some things to talk about. How are you, Asia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired. I'm ready for this day to be over.
Look,
Listen,
lunch ain't come soon enough, huh?
okay, but at least we get to lunch and lean.
Come
So,
on.
with that being said, we're going to talk about a few things. Just to name a few, we're going to talk about Cardi B and Meg's new single dropping tomorrow called Bongos. We are going to talk about, I know we've talked about Erica Mena a lot and this monkey comment, but we're here for some more because MTV has taken action.
Yes,
And we are here to talk about Diddy giving his artists their freedom back, their rights back.
don't stop.
Yeah, right. Can't stop, won't stop. But when the well, I'll save that for when we get into it. But for those of you who haven't seen, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. We have the cover art to Cardi B and Meg's new single, which I think they look dope. They this is definitely it's eye catching. It's popping. It sounds fun. So I'm thinking with this, let's just we done seen the cover art, so we'll go back to this. So Asia, what do you get from that cover art?
Whatever it is, it's gonna be a lot of boobs and a lot of booty, which I'm always excited about.
Right.
And
They both got plenty of it.
On both ends.
Right.
I think it's gonna be like a fun girl song. And I don't know if you when I heard the news about it, I was watching the Meg Tory documentary on Max. So I don't know if it dropped that day or what, but I know as I was watching the documentary on the trial, 8 minutes later I see, oh, what Nikki do? Da da da. And then I see Cardi dropped the cover art. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if they did that to lighten the mood of that documentary coming out or what, but baby, I'm here for it. I like when they get together. I like when Cardi B does stuff with Bruno Mars, and I love when she does stuff with my good Houston sister Meg, my South Park.
Listen, I'm here for it. I love Cardi B, but I'm especially here. This is also Meg's big return after her, horrible trial and all that trauma she had to deal with, during that trial. So this is her big return. What is the what do you think of the name? What do you think it's going to give you? I know, for me, I think of bongos. Me being Puerto Rican, I instantly think of that means something to me, bongos. So I'm like, is it going to be like a beat like I Like It, which was really catchy and fun. I saw something on the internet, which again, you can't believe everything you read, but I saw an account tweet that they heard that that they are sampling Gloria Estefan's conga on this.
Oh,
don't know who that is, but if it is, that to me is the instant number one. It's so catchy and fun, but I'm also a little worried for them a little bit, because I feel like no matter how much of a success this could possibly be, can anything top their WAP? The WAP song broke so many records. So I'm like, if people try to compare the two, even though if this one does really well, they can say, well, compared to WAP, it was still, So we just gotta wait and see. But I'm ready for tomorrow. I might be up at midnight tonight, ready to play.
Yeah, refresh.
I'm more excited for the video than anything.
Yeah, girl. Sorry, I mean boy. Girl.
I don't mind. It's everything here.
I feel like I don't think people are gonna be worried about it being better or not better than WAP. I think as long as it's just as good or a good song, then we're gonna be satisfied. Because remember, Cardi has done this before. She did it with Bruno Mars. I can't remember which one she did first, but she did Finesse. And then she did the Tease Me.
Oh, that was my song.
And they both, even though they were different, one is not necessarily better than the other. One doesn't top the other. They have different vibes. But this is what the girls want. And the guys too.
Everybody wants this.
We want boobs, booty, abs, wigs. We want licking, like we want everything. We want the sexy, fun, just nasty.
I wish it had come out a little earlier so it could have been a summer hit.
Summer.
But it's fine because I don't want to be all sad this winter and fall anyway. And the reason I said why, the only reason I made the comparison is because just like with any artists out there, they have a very dedicated fan base, but they also have people that don't like them. So some of those fan bases could, try to compare the two in an attempt to make it look like a failure. But, I always say, even if this song does well and you try to consider it a failure based on WAP standards, I'm pretty sure it outperforms many other things. And, so I don't know if this is true or not, but, it was very telling that Cardi B said she had a big announcement. She drops the flyer. And then 8 minutes later to the second, and Nicki Minaj drops the cover art, one of the possible cover arts to her album. I'm going to ask you, do you think she did that because Cardi dropped this thing, or do you think it was her plan to release all along? And if it was her plan to release all along, would you have waited or would you have kept going anyway?
As a former Barb, I know how petty she is. And her new last name is like petty. Like, I think
legally.
So I really just can't call it. But just from my perspective of what I would imagine she would do, I think maybe it was supposed to come out like on like Thursday or Friday or whatever. And she was like, oh, hell no. And she hit the send button.
I can see that because, my thing is this, like, I don't follow her on Twitter, but I follow people who do, and they retweet her a lot. And, I always see that she'll say, hey, my babies, I got something special for you dropping on this day. Make sure you pay attention. And I don't think that was done this time. So that's what, to me, makes it seem like it was dropped for this reason. But what I really would like is, so let's settle this one and for all, and both of them drop their albums on the same day. That's
an hour. Let's at the same minute mark.
Because, back in the, I'm a 90s kid, and back then they didn't care who was coming out when. They was dropping when they dropped, and it was a free-for-all.
I'm that person. Like, I really don't care what other people do. I'm going to do it. So I'll give this example really quick. I am headed to a wedding, and I found out my friend was coming. I was like, oh, what you wearing? She sent me her dress. I was like, I have that dress. I don't have it. I'm not wearing it to this wedding, but I'm literally wearing that dress to another wedding. However, I was like, oh, I should switch my dress. No, I'm going to wear my dress.
Because y'all going to look different.
To another wedding, because we're going to look completely different. And guess what? I don't care. And neither should she, So, and if I'm Nicki, I'm not going to care because I got the bars.
And you already got the track record to prove everything. I mean, there's not really much like, you've cemented, regardless of how people may feel about her, I'm not the biggest fan, but I will never take away her accolades and what she has done. She has cemented herself already in the history of female rap. Like, that's never going to go away.
It's just when Cardi stopped writing for her, we could tell.
But, for me, I think your legacy is usually people remember your legacy as the last thing you've done. So sometimes when you start doing antics and starting to compete, it can overshadow what you've done. So I hope that she does play it smart there, because to me is drop them on the same day. Your listeners are going to be your listeners. Like, the people that are going to listen to your album, that's who's going to listen to it. Like, so just do it. I'm here for it.
What's the last Nicki single that dropped that you actually liked, enjoyed?
For me, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
When I used to be out drinking with my friends, I would catch myself like, I don't like this woman, I can't rap it. But for me was Chun-Li. That used to just get me going in the club when I had a few drinks. I mean, no matter what, Chun-Li used to bop. And what was that song she had with with Gucci Mane? I forgot the name of it. With Gucci Mane.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, that song. And I actually liked her on Motorsport too. I liked her verse on Motorsport. You can't take that from her.
See, that's a while ago. That's right before everything kind of started.
I haven't listened to her new song, but I'm also not one of those people, like, if you can search my Twitter, I haven't talked bad about her in years. I just, don't give no. If I don't like you as an artist, I'm not giving you no energy. But like I said, I'm not one of those people who's going to take away your accolades. She's accomplished a lot and kept female rap alive for a long time when, the industry had pretty much died after Lil Kim. So I'm never going to take that from her. And while we're speaking on music and entertainment, did you see that Diddy gave his people back their publishing rights?
I did.
But I want to ask you, is there any benefit to that now? Because I feel like he's gotten all the money he could get from it. Like, it's bringing it during a time that would bring him the most income in. And now it's like, you want this, you throw somebody here, damn, leave me alone. That's what it gives me. I feel like the only people that publishing he had that would benefit from it is like people still listen to Danny Kane. Like, a lot of people still listen to them. So I feel like they're going to benefit, but like, people don't play Mace like that no more.
So, okay. I feel like because they control, whenever you get your masters or your publishing or whatever, you get it. And there's so much potential, especially now that music is not at its best and everybody is sampling. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to do it. If we're being honest, because no music is original. Like, everybody is doing what Kanye West did in the worst way possible, except for Victoria Monet.
I love her. That song, All Right, is everything to me.
Everything.
And how does it make you feel? Ooh.
She's everything.
Yeah.
But I think that, I don't know, I think he's like, okay, I made my money. I want to do something else, or I want to seem like this humanitarian, or just maybe the deals was about to expire anyways. He gave it some like 5-6 years earlier than when they just don't get it anyway. Who knows? Glad he did it. And I think that it's up to these artists to
maximize it.
To maximize on it. Like, start pushing these remixes or remakes or whatever. Get Kanye's pen together. Let's do something with it, because it'll be beneficial for us millennials, the early mid-30s girls and guys, to hear when I heard "On My Mama," like, I was losing it. I was like, I used to run around that song in the club. Yeah,
you bring up a good point, because I would love to see, like, I would love to hear Total sampled. "Can't You See," "Kissing You," 112. "Cupid," "Anywhere." So. And I still play their music. I still play 112 and Total. Like, Total, Trippin', that song gets me up. And then if you think about it, he probably is still benefiting financial, because I'm sure he has some kind of credit on each of these songs.
Yeah.
Regardless. Puffy might have added the word "the" and got himself a writer's credit. Like, Puffy ain't no fool.
Put a right there. And then right here, put an "and," and then go.
Or he might have put a "bad boy." And now that's it,
Put a "ooh yeah" jump, like.
Right. So I'm interested. I hope that, at the end of the day, though, even if it's just a matter of pride and ownership, like, I got what's mine, that could be enough for all that matters and makes these artists happy. So, like you say, what comes of this is on them, because they might make some money. A lot of clubs still play music. Like, I've walked into a club and still heard some of May's songs or "My Money," so it's a possibility.
Down here in Houston, they play everybody, and it's like a nice lead up. So the earlier you get to the brunch or the club, you'll hear earlier music, because these DJs are very nostalgic down here. So I will say, it's gonna be nice. And then because DJs play old stuff, it might, like, they'll lean into like whatever new song is remade. So that gets plays on both ends when it's two songs out that you can that are samples, so you can blend them together and do a nice mix with them. So
and you also have a lot of places. A lot of places are also embracing like 90s theme nights and stuff like that, or just parties and stuff. So all of this here, because whenever I see a place have a 90s party, they are packed out. Because I don't care, and I'm not saying this just because I'm from that generation, but I feel like I sound like my parents. I'm about to say this when they spoke on their generation, but there's no music like 90s music. Like, it just isn't, And for a while, I was so trapped in 90s music, Asia, that everything, like, I wasn't enjoying new music because I still kept searching for that sound. So I had to let go of that mindset and start appreciating. In my mind, realized I'm never getting that sound again.
You could.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I'm never getting that sound again, so I gotta stop looking for it in the new people because I won't get to enjoy them. And once I did that, I started enjoying them. So let's move on to a topic that has been discussed, but we haven't discussed the action taken by the network. So I'm going to put up their statement and read it.
Okay.
But the Love and Hip Hop franchise has never shied away from hard conversations in our community. Working hand in hand with our partners, viewers will see the impact of Erica Mena's remarks play out in the final 3 episodes of the season. Effective immediately, she will not appear in the next season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I have so much to say about this.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so here's the thing for me. First for me, this happened months ago. It was filmed. Y'all saw she did that. You say you don't condone, this type of stuff. So why even air it? That's number one. Why was it aired? I feel like they used her, and I'm not defending her because I don't like the woman, but I feel like they used her because Love and Hip Hop hasn't been talked about like this in so long. I feel like they did use her to get more traction, more conversation going on about the show. And then when they saw the backlash, they can come swoop in and be the hero and say, yeah, we don't tolerate this. But that's been on the cutting floor. Shouldn't she have been released a long time ago? Because y'all saw she said it. So even though it hadn't aired, the statement should have read, yeah, we had let her go way back then. We're just, you know what I mean? Like, they waited till they see what the backlash was. So did they really have a problem? Or are they just protecting their brand now that they see people are upset about it? That's one of the first thoughts I have. The second one is, I have seen so many people still defending her, saying that, well, if you hit below the belt, then I'm dragging you for hell. If I think you look like a monkey, that's what I'm gonna call you, right? But my thing is, Erica Mena is Puerto Rican and Dominican, okay? And in those cultures, the older people, they use the word monkey in Spanish as a racial slur. So she knew the power of that word and what it means because it's used in that culture. That generation that uses it is dying out, because they're old. But that's what they've used it for. So she knows the power behind that word. That's my opinion. And using that word wasn't just an attack on Spice. That was an attack on Black people, period, to me. Because the people who say, well, if you took it there,
not to you.
Right.
Period.
And for people to say, well, she went below the belt first, so anything goes. So does that mean if, as a Black person, if you hit a white person below the belt first and they respond with the N-word, you're going to be okay with it? Because that's what the two are. So, what are your thoughts on her firing?
I'm glad that she's not going to be filming. I don't care. As a dark-skinned Black woman with Jamaican heritage, you wrong. That's nasty. Whether it's because I'm Jamaican and you saying I'm a jungle monkey, or it's because I'm dark and you say I have gorilla like skin complexion, or because I'm Black. Either way, it's wrong. It's nasty. And that's like, I think Sammy said it last week. That's like you or me, anybody on the panel get into it. And out of nowhere, I just say, okay, F you, you F and F. Like,
yeah. Because it's like, why do you think that is an insult? That says something as to why you think that word is an insult.
It's a slur. And and it's a slur based off of something that you were born with. That's how I feel. So, like Tamar Braxton was like, you talk about my kids, the song. Tamar, you were so hurt when somebody said you look like a Muppet.
Because Lonnie laughed at you, but go ahead. Lonnie said.
So, Tamar, you know the impact of somebody speaking on your looks based off of your skin color. because I even think Muppet was like a little light skin on light skin joke. I mean, like whatever. So now that you have Logan, that doesn't mean anything. Because if you talked about somebody or somebody said something to you, and the first word that came out of her mouth was darky, if she was talking to a light dark skinned person and she's lighter skinned, you will be fired. So let's talk about HR. Those are fireable offenses.
Yes, bring up HR, honey. But for me also, the other thing is, Erica says that bringing up kids is off limits. And, let's also be clear, Spice didn't talk about her son. She talked about, it was a dig at her parenting skills, which still,
Who cares?
But here's the thing. I can get that pissing you off because it's a sensitive spot, right? And if she would have just pushed a table on Spice and popped her, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if those type of comments are off limits, just earlier this same season, you were attacking Scrap's parenting skills, calling him a deadbeat dad and all these other things, and it's not even your situation. So if you can do that, why can't this be done to you?
And why is it a racist statement? So that's I don't care about none of that. We know what the show is. It's good old American trash TV.
But you know what though, Asia? It is trash TV, but one thing every person that's Black on that show has always shown to be is that they are proud of being Black.
Yay!
And, not only is she there on a predominantly Black show, she has Black kids. She loves Black PP. She claims Afro-Latina when it's convenient, when it benefits her, not when it's time to struggle. And
her man is with an Afro-Latina now.
And she's filming. And she's filming season 2 on this of the show called Hush on the network All Black. So you can't make a racial slur at a whole, race that you try to benefit from. It just ain't adding. Like Evan Lozada, when she called OG a monkey. I was kind of glad. At first I didn't have any hopes that they would take action this time that Erica did it, but I had to remember when Evelyn did that, it wasn't during the season, and it was VH1. MTV, is probably like, that ain't flying with us. Mm-hmm. But I'm still side on you, MTV, because it shouldn't have aired anyway. You could have said, there was so many stuff. You could have just took that scene out and dealt with her behind the scenes, and it would have been nothing. Like,
you would have. So this is the reason that I wanted it to be aired and it needed to be aired, because people do that stuff to us all the time, especially Black women. So specifically because this was done towards a Caribbean Black woman, I want it aired. I want you to see how these people really see us. So you can't gaslight me anymore about when I bring this stuff up.
No, you're right. But they could have put like a pre-scene warning, next scene is graphic. Appropriate action has already taken, appropriate action against the person has already been taken. I just wanted something more that felt like they didn't act just because of the outrage.
But they did act because of the outrage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm still happy it happened because she's gone. Boom. I hope this closes doors for her on reality TV, because I was tired. She hasn't talked about anything but Safari for the past couple years, so I'm sick of that storyline anyway. So, I guess, we can start wrapping up this luncheon lane. We can use what little bit of time left we got to go eat lunch. Is there anything else you wanted to mention real quick? Or
I don't know if they brought it up on, I think it was Monday. But I do want to speak on the girl, I don't know her name, but I guess she was at a book signing, and then she walked down to where King's salon is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And show concrete and
dirt, sticks and grass, sticks and dirt, like Phaedra, and then when they went to see Sheree.
Yes. So I don't know why she did it or what she did it for, but my thoughts are because everybody said, they should have shown her opening. The show would have been saved. The season would have been amazing. And so she just said that, it's not open. Candy, on the other hand, commented and said, no, it was open, or the soft opening we filmed in her actual salon, but she added a second floor, and that's what the girl saw. because the girl also went down into the lobby and was like, "Oh, I think this is where they filmed it," and that wasn't the case. They actually filmed it in her
inside the salon, because we got to see it at the reunion. They showed the clips of it, so there definitely was
inside.
You know, Kenya fumbled a lot at the reunion, but her explanation regarding this made 100% sense. Let me add a second floor now, so I don't have to close up once I open and add a second floor. It made perfect sense to me. I guess for me,
yes,
I would never be so pressed as to, even if I was already there, to go around and do that. But I read that she is a blogger, and this is how she makes her money. She creates social media, so I get it. Me, I wouldn't do it. Not even for the lean would I be like, let me go and just. I'm just not gonna do it. It's just never that serious to me.
It was a lot.
I'll talk about it when they report it, but I'm not going to go out and try to find it myself. That's just not me. So
it was a lot. However, I do now, like, to me, it makes complete sense why they didn't want to air, because it's not open. Even though second floor added all that, I get why they didn't want to air, and I see why they switched the stories around and aired Candy's event instead, because it was a finished product, and they made it to where the release date was on the day that they showed the party. So honestly, that makes more sense. Even with Marlo's event, Kenya shaded Marlo, saying that it was just something that she did, but at least it was an event. We didn't see it be planned out, but it was something that happened. People showed up, people got awards. It made sense. It was something that she was working on, start, end. And in Carlos's interview, Kenya said her salon was open. And what?
And you know, that brings up a point. Bravo might be tired of her and these I don't want to use the half-baked, but, you know, even back to, you think about the launch of her Kenya Moore hair care, and there was water in the bottles. Like, they might be like, don't give us nothing until it's done, then we'll show it. So, you know, but we'll see. So
that's you know, in Bravo news.
In Bravo news, you know, we had a little bit of Bravo in here, but you know, with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing. What are you gonna have for lunch?
Salmon salad.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's all I eat.
I love a blackened salmon salad. Ooh.
Yeah. And look what we have.
Now, I'm having some red beans and rice with chicken breast and sausage.
Okay, let me get on down into my MIA then.
Well, one thing about it, we ain't missing no meals. We eating good over here, the both of us. So, with that being said, I appreciate all of you for watching. We see y'all in the comments. We appreciate you allowing us to fill in for Chase. Chase will be here next time at the regularly scheduled time. If not, me and Asia will be glad to come on in again and keep you guys company. So thank you for tuning in. Tune in again on Monday for part 2 of the Atlanta reunion, Tuesday for New York, and I'm not sure what days Salt Lake City and Love and Hip Hop will be next week, but you'll get them. Don't worry. So
they're gonna be here, y'all.
Most important thing is subscribe to the channel so you can get the alerts and find out when. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And once again, we thank you. Lean out.
Lean out.